channel, YouTube, 1981 Major League Baseball season. This was an interesting year, season, because it was dealing with a strike. I was crippling players and divided the seasons two. It was almost adopted a split season format, increased playoff participation, and raised periods of the game. And as several teams whose first made records somehow failed to qualify them for the postseason. For 15 years, the Major League Baseball Players Association, under the tactful leadership of Marvin Miller, developed credibility at the league, unified self-reliance, bad relationship with baseball owners, struggled to adapt to a stronger union of years of iron-fisted rule. The union's emergence produced a level playing field of negotiating time. The league resulted in the occasional spring training walkout or lockout, with the small arms skirmishes that only once in 1772 went to the regular season. This week. By 1981, though, negotiations are back to wrap up a new basic agreement that settled to the point that the union decided to go for the jump. They threatened to strike, not to force cancellation, but a few meaningless exhibitions. Their plan was to strike at the heart of the regular season, to develop in high gear, rather than trip it up at the starting gate. Lasted 50 days and wiping out a third of the regular season makes anyone strike, which results in side effects. It will create one of the game's most unpleasant, if not strange, years on record. Only one issue needed, starting to avoid the workshops, and that was free agency and free agency compensation as a heavyweight. The mandatory razor of the reserve clause to 5 years earlier, the player salaries under free agency hadn't really gone up. It spiked into orbit. Arbitration provided a good dose of the afterburner fuel. Players were in no hurry to once this new frontier, but the owners believed their once powerful leverage over the players had been just hijacked. Try something, anything, to bring the hyperinflation under control. Perhaps break the union as well. Both sides drew a line as wide as the best of Grand Canyon, with abundant rainy day reserves stacked on both sides. The war was inevitable. 1981 season began with a dark squall lined the center of Piney. Fans feared the excitement of the season's first few months, like we get invalidated with a season-ending walkout, like a well-played game forever, washed away by rain before the first inning. On the field, enthusiasm was everywhere because it was in New York, where ex-San Diego superstar Dave Winfield made his debut for the Yankees under a record contract for George Steinbrenner. So it was in Oakland, where new A's owner Walter Haas changed the franchise for the derelict 20 years of Charles Finley Sr. Acting in at the Coliseum with the help of, like I say, 11-0 start under manager Billy Martin. It was in Philadelphia where Pete Rose was in on Stan Musial's all-time National League career hit record, the defending champion Phillies. But the biggest news of early 1981 was the stunning overnight success of Fernando Valenzuela, portly 20-year-old Mexican pitcher who came to Los Angeles, lived with the dirt poor rolls on his back. After watching Venezuela lead 10 games late in the 1980 season for the Dodgers, allowing no runs in 17.2 innings, Tony Lasorda, the manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, he was considered giving Venezuela's first career start in that one-game National League West playoff against Houston Astros. So it didn't. The Dodgers lost. I'm using 1981 hindsight, which he had. Venezuela was given the opening day start when veteran Jerry Ross pulled their muscle. And a screwball that defunded opposing hitters, the left-handed Venezuela shut down these same Astros 2-0 and launched himself like the fine start in which he won his first 8 games, all complete games, followed by shutout. And with their staggering earned run average of 0.50. Now, little expression with Baltimore English, Venezuela seemed oblivious to the phenomenon known at the time as Fernando Mania, taking North America, especially Los Angeles, a substantial Latino population, by storm. It provided a gold mine of pure and expensive PR for the Dodgers, who drew 2.4 million fans in 1981, figured that might have been close to 4 million had a third season not been lost. Venezuela, since for early season pitching, but later proves critical for Dallas, who led National League West by a half game over Cincinnati. June 12th, the days the players walked out. Bargaining session between the players and management had grown so contentious it was a wonder they were talking at all. A vicious hatred had developed between the league negotiators on both sides. Well, Miller backed as always by the suppressive to a player immunity under Ray Gregory, hired by management Hawks for his past role retaining UN at General Electric. The federal mediator Kim Moffat finally threw his hands up in the air and told both sides to go away, claw, come back in a week. But at one point, Marvin Miller threw out a trial balloons to press that players would form their own league began play in 1982. Miller knew the owners for hanging tough so long as a war chest in the form of 44 million. It was a London insurance policy didn't dry up, so Miller kept his players patient, not an easy chore, despite the union's intense solidarity, even less easier once a gag order was placed on both sides in mid-July. Leaving many players restless Sunday as they struggled to get news from their union reps. The owners suffered internal divisions as well. Usual factions developed between hardliners and those on the more dovish end. As the lowest account balance near zero, the owners were the first to break up sweat. Again, bending in negotiations, progress was made. On July 31st, the two sides had a deal. It would be a free agent compensation for the owners, but it would be minimal enough to keep the whole free agency concept solvent in the players' eyes. So the deal allowed for each player team to protect the minimum 24 players from their 40-man roster for compensation as an incentive to keep teams signing free agents. Any that didn't want to be allowed to protect more. The players had won again, but only in principle because the negotiated victory had cost them $28 million in salaries. The owners, meanwhile, lost $72 million, $160 million for insurance. Yet, as always, it was the fans stripped of the game for 2 months with no way, no say in the matter, who were ultimately the biggest losers. So, 10 days after the All-Star game, they reactivated the season on August 9th. Baseball announced an expanded, unique, highly cell playoff structure that will be a departure from anything before it and thankfully since. The regular season will officially be split into two halves, one before the strike, the other after. Each consisting of roughly 55 games per team. The season will commence with the original series pitting the first and second half once from each division against one another. The winners moving on to the Standard League Championship Series as League 10 to kick off soft interest by giving every team a fresh start. The split season idea will prove highly imperfect. If the same team won both halves of the season, it will face the team with its next best overall division record. This never played out. The four divisional winners of the first half was the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the A's. Oakland found themselves playing proverbial lame ducks through the second half, with 9 to game or lose as expected. Neither of these teams played to the level of intensity or success they had exhibited in the first half. Little inks to fret over except in New York, where typically impatient George Steinbrenner fired manager Junior Michael just 4 weeks out of the postseason. 3 teams would expose the warts of the split season concept, a huge embarrassment. Cincinnati Reds forward the major best overall record at 66-42, but because they finished the close second in the National League West during both halves of the season, failed to qualify for the large postseason. Same thing for the St. Louis Cardinals. 59-43 mark. Western National League East was split into 2 second-place finishes in Teton in October. On the other side of Missouri and the other side of Fortune lay the Kansas City Warriors, placing first in the American League West for the season's second half after an abysmal 20-30 showing in the first half. 50-53 overall, the Warriors became the only team in Major League history to reach the playoffs with a losing record and quickly proved their worth by going 3-0 against the A's in the divisional playoff matchup. The drawing contained within the other 3 divisional playoffs. The first of its kind showed that the spirit split season concept wasn't all bad because the Yankees now, once the current manager dropped Bob Lemon, played out a tough 5-game set. Spirited talented Milwaukee Brewers, ball club that won a better overall regular season record. So naturally, the Dodgers lost the first 2 games at Houston, but took the series by winning the next 3 at Los Angeles on a great pitching that limited the Astros to just 6 runs in 5 games. Montreal Expos making their first winning postseason appearance in 36 years for moving to Washington in 2005. And now the Phillies have a chance to repeat the series by taking 5-game seesaw affair. Hence with that 6-game hit shutout thrown by Steve Rogers over Steve Coles at Philadelphia. Nice knowing that the Dodgers and Expos continue their dramatics at the NLCS, took the series to the giant 5th game at Montreal. Now May had been caught by the striking mortal second half performance by Venezuela, but the Ricky Phenom stayed sharp as the Game 5 started at Olympic Stadium. Took this exact Expos in blank check after allowing a single first hitting and run for Los Angeles will be, thank God, it's Monday, as in veteran Vic Monday, who won on Monday with the game series pennant for Venezuela, and the Dodgers with the memorable 9th inning 2-out solo shot to win 2-1. There was much ado about nothing at the ALCS that was quite a shame considering the contestants. So the Yankees against Lee Martin and the A's firing splits over New York, ex-New York manager couldn't fight off his youthful squad, which quickly got dismissed at 3 by an aggregate score 20-4 in typical Yankee fashion. The team celebrated by fighting one another. Reggie Jackson and Greg Nettles expandables at a fast game party when the 2 fought over the chair. Miss Nettles had 2 vacated. Now just trying to shake off 4 straight World Series losses, the last 2 against the Yankees, yet one if they were becoming baseball's bridesmaids in Brooklyn once more. We entered the next 81 Ball Classic. Manager John Sawyer already got half of the slug, long slaughter after which chance for revenge against the Yankees. The Sawyer will be granted the half of this wish, fulfilling that revenge with mirror image precision. After losing the first 2 games at Yankee Stadium, the Dodgers came home and won the next 3 over the Yankees. Then coasted in Game 6 back at New York to take the series. It was as if someone had taken the results of the Dodgers' last series appearance against the Yankees in 78. And 78 simply reflect the teams, the results, no matter if the Dodgers would take it or anyway, they would. Even if it was somewhat ugly, it was clawing back through this era to win Games 3, Games 4, Games 5 at home by a single run each. Los Angeles trying to be a spawn song of sorts, knowing that age and aches were able to tear their roster apart in the coming off season. This even applies to the long-standing Dodgers NFL Steve Garvey, Dave Lopes, Bill Russell, and Ron Say, wrapping up their night and final season together. Lopes will be traded to Oakland in 1982. Meanwhile, Garvey and Say will depart in 1983 via free agency. Russell will fade to the bench by 1985. Amid the Dodgers' victory, George Zambria stole the show. It was tough enough for the New York owner to watch his team fall apart after winning the first 2 World Series games. But tough enough to watch Yankees reliever George Frazier lose 3 games trying the series record held by Lucky Williams, whose clandestine duty was to lose games for 1919 Chicago Black Sox. Tough enough to watch his high-priced pet Dave Winfield finish the regular season with numbers resembling more of those of 720 last week than Lou Gehrig, and now evoking Roger Wilpol's and posted a miserable 182 batting average, 755 average, no home runs, 0 guys in 14 games. So the variant of the Bronx took out his anger, person at the Los Angeles hotel elevator where he allegedly got into it with some Dodger fans who were otherwise had never seen or heard from. Then after the series when he publicly apologized to New York City, and fans everywhere for his team's loss. If comedy was Steinbrenner's intention, then he succeeded in putting smiles on the face of baseball fans, a rare sight in the year otherwise scorned upon. Right, so that's it for 1981 Music Baseball season. We'll be back later at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock live feed. On the next 91 Major League Baseball season, as well as Stevie Wonder's Songs That Key of Life. 50 years later, this Black Music History Month every June. So you're gonna see that take place. So stay tuned for that. Till then, talk to you soon.